Here we go. So in this murky, darky day, we don't quite know what's going on. We don't know if it's going to rain. We don't know if it's going to be sunny. Let's come to sit. So in coming to sit, just for a moment, have a little movement from side to side. Feel that you can plant yourself as a little bulb. And that little bulb has its bottom, its lovely rounded bottom, which perches into the ground and it sinks into the ground. And then from that lovely little rounded bottom, there's a little wiggly tail, a root. And it's very much what we have in our base. We have our lovely rounded bottoms, and then we have our little tail rooting down to the ground to connect us. And when we do that, it brings us back, yeah? So it stops us from kind of going forward, and it brings us back, yeah? And when we do this, we're used to doing this over desks or thinking, I've got to get there, I've got to get on. So if we can come back, and we very often need to keep adjusting and noticing how it feels to sit. And maybe the thighs don't like it. Maybe the hips don't like it. Maybe the shoulders might feel they need some support. But that's absolutely fine. So letting yourself sit just for a moment. Notice how the body feels this morning. How it all feels this morning. Being with that as it is. And just giving yourself a moment or two for the body to acknowledge how it feels this morning, to think, okay, where's the mind going to? How does it feel throughout the body? How does it feel through the shoulders? How does it feel in the heart, in the chest? How is the breath? You know, check in with yourself, how you're feeling. Breathing in and breathing out. Let the thighs relax. Be aware of the breath. Notice how it feels. Doesn't matter if it feels rushed this morning. It's absolutely fine. How it is right now is okay. Yeah. You're sitting with everything as it is. Noticing and observing. Noticing and observing. And then does the body begin to go? It's okay to sit here for a moment. And the breath can slow down. And then through that, can you, in your bodies, notice what needs a little bit more care and attention in the practice this morning? So whether that is a movement more based in your shoulders, a movement more based in your hips when you're coming into postures like dog, where do you feel you need to have your initial focus on, so that perhaps you don't push, or you feel that you can open that space a little bit more. So now from here, we're going to bring the arms out and around the body, breathing in, opening up through the palms, bringing the hands above us, and as we breathe out, let the hands come down in front of the face. Let the breath come in, the arms come up. Breathe out. And bring the hands down in front of the face. Keep that movement going. As you're doing it, notice how the shoulder blades are moving. As the arms go outwards, let the shoulder blades move outwards. As the arms come up, let the shoulder blades come up. Not the shoulders, but the shoulder blades. As you breathe out and bring the hands down, let the shoulder blades slide down the spine. And the breath comes in, the arms move out, the shoulder blades ease out. The shoulder blades ease up as the arms come up. As the fingers come down in front of the face, the shoulder blades slide down. Once more, let the breath come in, go out through the arms. Softly, softly, softly. And bring the hands down in front of the chest. Let the thumbs come onto the breastbone. Let the little toe sides of the feet rest into the ground. Can you release just a little bit more in the thighs? Let the breath come in and the breath go out. Bring the hands down onto the ground now in front of the chest. Feel that the breastbone can move forward. So even though you're coming down, you're bringing the spine forward. Breathing in, breathing out. Up you come through the crown of the head. I want you to think about the movement through the shoulders this morning. Yeah, so rather than kind of pushing back through one shoulder, yeah, I want you to think of this as like plane wings. So they're going to move together. Yeah, so you can see I'm not kind of just moving one shoulder. They're going to move together in the practice today. Yeah. So as we're coming back to sitting, yeah, you're going to bring the spine around, and then you're going to bring the spine around. So what we're not doing is bringing the arms into the movement at the moment, okay, because the spine then can move of its own accord. And the likelihood is that the shoulders will move together more. If you think about moving from the breastbone, bringing the breastbone towards each knee, keeping the length up through the crown of the head, okay, and then come back to the centre. Now bring the right hand onto the left knee and come around with the spine, yeah. So rather than the hand on the knee and a pull, yeah, hand on the knee and a movement from the spine. It may be less, but the movement will be better, yeah. Sometimes less is more. Come back to the centre. Left hand onto the right knee, move the spine, yeah. Back and around, right hand onto left knee, left hand on around behind you. Where are the shoulder blades? Are they coming into the spine of the movement? Does that give you more openness through the chest and through the heart? All these little things, you know, really begin to affect the rest of the postures that you practice. Left hand onto right knee, right hand comes around behind you. Good, and come back to the centre. Gently come over the knees and bring yourself back into child's pose. Yeah, so as you're coming into child's pose, think about where the tail's going again. So that little root, yeah, think about where it's going. Let it release down. And then bring the hands forward. So now the elbows do come off of the ground. Gently over the knees brings you into your half plank pose. Okay? And we're going to come backwards and forwards. So if the knees are feeling delicate this morning, pop a little cleat in the mat, yeah? Just put a little fold in the mat like that and let your knees rest on it, because for a little while your knees aren't going to move, yeah? So we're going to come backwards and forwards. And what this does is it shifts the energy in the spine, yeah? So in our yoga practice, the energy resides in the sacrum. Yeah? That's why the sacrum is such an important bone. It's like a keystone in the middle of the body, but it's also where we keep the energy in the body. So this movement kind of fires it up. It's like you're stoking the fire. And then coming forward, you've got all the chakras. Yeah, so you're shifting that energy through the chakras. Now, another version to do this is from dog into plank, but I think sometimes it's better to move a little bit before we come into that. Watch what's happening as well with the lower spine here. So as you're coming forward, think of the connection from the top of the pubic bone into the belly button. Yeah. And rather than coming, you know, if you're coming right forward and you're feeling that you're pushing in your spine, just ease off a little bit, yeah? Remember, less is more. You want to think of that forward movement through the breastbone. So that the next time that you come back, you can curl your toes under, roll over the balls of your feet, come back into squat pose, which now gives you the time, if you've had a pleat in the mat, to ease the mat, and out of the pleat it comes. Bring the hands together in namaste. Spread through the ball of the foot. Let the tail release down. Can you imagine that your bottom is still on the ground and the tail releases down from here? Bring the fingertips down to the ground, lift up through the thighs, up through the hips. Bring the fingertips a little bit more forward. Take a step forward with the right foot. Yeah? Relax the knees as you need to. Take a breath in, stand in the feet, come up with the arms. As you stand at the feet, feel that you roll back into the heels, lift the ribs off of the hips. Bring the hands together in namaste. Good. Let's take a step forward with the left foot. Good. Come up through the arms and now come down. Let the pelvis roll over the thighs, but keep rooting into the heels. Let the knees bend as they need to. Come a little bit more forward with the chest, forward with the heart, breathing in and breathing out. Come up with the spine, let the breath come in and all the way up. Lift the chest, lift the heart. Bring the hands together in namaste. Take a normal walking step forward with the right foot. Breath comes in, the arms come up. Breathe out, come all the way down. Spread through the ball of the foot, get into the toes, into the heel, bring the breastbone forward. Feel that length through the back of the leg. Take a breath in, up you come. You'll have such lovely long hamstrings after this morning. Go into the backs of the heels, bring the hands together. Step forward now with the left foot. So you should be coming right to the front of the mat. And again, up through the arms, stand strong in the feet. Breathe out and come forward. So the more you can get that connection into the big toe joint, the little toe joint, the inner heel and the outer heel, the more you're going to spread through the legs width-wise, the more you're going to spread through the thighs width-wise, the more that's going to open you through the back of the hips width-wise and bring a bit of space into the sacrum. Let the breath come in and up you come. Good. And bring the hands together in namaste. Come to the front of the mat. And we'll start with sun salutation. Let the breath come in, the arms come up. Breathe out, release down. Hands on the shins, extend the spine. Breathe out, release back down. Step back with the left foot. Left knee comes down. Breath comes in, comes straight up with the arms. Breathe out, release down. Step back into downward dog pose. Breathe. Bend the knees, come back into child's pose. Rest the body. Bring the hands forward, round the spine into cat pose. Bring the chest and the heart forward into cobra. Curl the toes under, come up and over the feet into downward dog pose. Breathe. Go into the big toe, into the little toe. Let the knees bend, come down into all fours, come forward now with the left foot. Breath comes in, stand strong in the foot up through the arms. Breathe out, release down. Curl the back toes under so you can start to come forward into forward bend. Hands on the shins, extend the spine. Breathe out, release back down. Breath comes in, arms come up. Hands come together in namaste. As you're moving the arms today, come back to how the shoulder blades are moving with that movement, yeah? So as the hands are on the shins, the spine extends forward, the shoulder blades move into the spine. Fingertips come down to the ground, come back with the right foot. Right knee comes down. As you come up with the arms, shoulder blades go down the spine, and they also move inwards. Breathe out, bring the arms down. Step back into downward dog pose, breathe. Go into the ball of the foot. Relax the elbows, bring the shoulder blades back into the spine. Let the knees bend, come back into child's pose. Breathe, relax into the tailbone.
Let the lower arms rest on the ground. Let the breath come in and out. Let go in the thighs. Really relax the thighs. Slide the hands forward. Round the spine into cat pose. Open the back of the body as you come in cat pose, and then come back to the shoulder blades, bring them into the spine. Curl the toes under, come up and over the feet into downward dog pose. Where are your shoulder blades now? If you relax the elbows just as you do in child's pose, there's a little bit more movement in the shoulder blades because everything's not as tight. So let the knees back into the spine. Bend the knees, come down into all fours, come forward now with the right foot. Let the breath come in and the arms come up. Breathe out, release down. Come into forward bend, hands on the shins, extend your spine. Just for a moment, lift your toes. Wiggle your toes, as much movement as you've got in your toes. We've all got different movement in the toes, but let them have a wiggle. Now relax the toes down, relax the spine down. Let the breath come in and the arms come up. Good, bring the hands together in Namaste. Step back with the left foot now, come back into Parsvottanasana, that posture that we did at the start to come to the front of the mat. Feel that you can move outwards through the whole of the foot. So you're in the little toe side and the big toe side. Knees are soft, come forward with the spine. As you come forward with the spine, let the hands come onto the sacrum. Don't need to come down low, yeah? Think about coming up and coming forward, but connecting into the backs of the heels. Soften into the knees. Feel that you can go out through your elbows. Let the breath come in and out. Good, now roll back into your heels. Good, bring your hands together in Namaste. Come up now with your left foot. Bring your left ankle over to where your right knee and thigh meet and bend your knee. So even though you're bending the knee, you're bringing the knee forward, yeah? Go into your right big toe. Breath comes in and out. Good. Up you come by lifting the thigh into the hip, brings the foot onto the ground. Feet are hip distance apart, step straight back with the right foot. Up through the arms. Breathe out, bring the spine forward. Spine doesn't need to come down low, yeah? Hands come onto the sacrum. Think about space here, space in the front of the hips. Come up through the breastbone as well as coming forward, breathing in and out. Good, now bring the hands together in Namaste, come up through the spine. Good, come up with the right knee. Ankle goes over to where the left knee and thigh meet, down come. Breathe. Good, into the foot. Up you come to stand, another round of sun salutation. Breath comes in, the arms come up. Breathe out, release down. Hands onto the shins, extend the spine. Let the arms dangle, yeah, let them swing. Good, bring the fingertips down to the ground, step back with the left foot, beg my pardon, come up through that left heel. Bring your hands together in Namaste, come up with the spine. So that's going to really bring you into that front foot. Softness in the back knee, yeah, so you're not pushed back, that's going to feel horrible on the hip. Really be in that front heel. Hands come down, keep the back knee relaxed. If you want to come up with the right leg, feel free, yeah? Bring the foot down to the ground, bend the knees, come back into child's pose. So beginning to really get that thigh back into the hip socket. Bring the hands forward, round the spine into cat pose. Chest and heart come forward into cobra. Breathe, big deep breath in. Open the rib cage, big deep breath out. Begin to curl the toes under, up you come. Into downward dog pose. If you want to, come up now with the left leg, entirely up to you. Bring the foot forward, if not all fours. Yeah? We're going to come up from here. Hands come together in Namaste. Focus on the foot. Yeah? Focus on the left foot. Down into the heel, down into the ball. Up you come. Keep the back knee relaxed so you're not pushing forward through the hip there. Bring the fingertips back down to the ground. Bring the spine forward as you come down. Let the big toe tread on the ground, just gives you a little bit more stability. Hands on the shins. Let the arms dangle.
Good. As you bring the spine back down, let the fingertips come underneath the shoulders so the spine can still keep coming forward. Relax the knees, a little breath comes in. Use the feet. Fly up through your arms. Hands come together in Namaste. Again, breath comes in, the arms come up. Breathe out, release down. Hands on the shins, extend the spine. Let's let the arms have a little dangle. Bring the fingertips down onto the ground. Step out with the right foot. Hands come together in Namaste. Little softness in the back knee, strength in that left foot. Up you come. Thighs moving back into the hip socket. Down you come, but you're coming forward. Hands onto the ground, relax the back knee because as you come up with the left foot. Good. Bring the foot down to the ground, bend the knees, come back into child's pose. Really relax the thighs, let them soften. What's the little toes doing in child's pose? Can we spread out through the little toes? Fingertips come forward, round the spine into cat pose. Bring the chest and the heart forward into cobra. Breathe. Now, if any discomfort in the lumbar, you either come straight out of it or you ease the breastbone forward a little bit more because it may be that you're thinking about going up and back rather than keeping some length in the lumbar and coming forward. Curl the toes under, come up and over the feet into down dog pose. Come up now with the right foot, bring the knee forward, plant the foot between the hands, bring the hands together in Namaste, strength in your feet. The movement's not from the thighs, the movement is going down to come up. Up you come with the spine. The more I'm bringing the spine up, the more I'm bending the back knee. Yeah? Bring the spine forward, fingertips onto the ground, step into forward bend, hands on the shins. Relax the arms. Bring the fingertips straight down to the ground, let the breath come in, up you come. Hands come together in Namaste. Bring both knees forward, so you come down into chair pose. Spread through the foot. Big toe joint, little toe joint, inner heel, outer heel. Once you start going down into the heels, you feel you sit down more. Once you start spreading through the feet, you're taking it off the thighs and off the knees. Breath comes in and the arms come up. Open out through the arms. Where are your shoulder blades? Let them come into the spine. Breathe. Good. Now breathe out. Come forward as the fingertips come onto the ground. Bend the knees. Come into squat pose. Good. So now in squat pose, bring the hands together in Namaste. Remember the little chat at the start about the shoulders, yeah? Bring the breastbone round towards the left. Let the right elbow come on towards the left knee. Come back to the centre. Let the breastbone come round towards the right. Let the left elbow come towards the right knee, yeah? So that movement, nice and slowly, so you're really aware of the movement through the shoulder girdle, through the upper spine. Okay? And you know what? It doesn't really matter if the elbow doesn't touch the knee. I want you to think of that gliding movement through the middle to the upper spine and what the shoulders are doing. Come back to the centre. Can you plant the heels into the ground, let the tail release down, come up to stand from there. Bring the hands around in Namaste. We're going to have another round of sun salutation. Breath comes in, come up through the arms. Breathe out, release down. Bring the hands onto the shins, extend the spine. Breathe out, release back down. Step back with the left foot. Bring the hands together, up you come with the spine, but this time rotate to come to here, yeah? Think about what's moving in that rotation. Come back to the centre, hands come down onto the ground, relax the back knees, breathe up. Bring the foot down to the ground, then the knees come back into child's pose and breathe. Relax the elbows. Let's bring both of the hands over to the left and bring the right hand on top of the left. Let that right hip ease back towards the heel. Bring both hands over to the right. Let the left hand come on top of the right. Let that left hip ease back. Good, come back to the centre. Slide the hands forward, round the spine into cat pose. Keep the elbows soft. They're like the knees. Just because the elbows are soft doesn't mean the hands aren't going to work and you're going to fall over. Yeah? What it means is that you're not pushing through the arms. Curl the toes under, come up and over the feet into down dog. Up with the left leg, bend the knee into the chest, plant the foot between the hands. Strong in both feet. Up with the spine, watch what's going on here in the lumbar, how the knee and the hips are going to work together. Right elbow round to left knee. Breaths coming in and out. Come back to the centre. Fingertips onto the ground, step into forward bend. Hands on the shins, extend the spine. Now let the shoulders have a dangle. Bring the fingertips straight down so the spine stays forward. Breath comes in, use the feet, soften the knees, up you come. Hands come together in namaste. Breath comes in, the arms come up. Breathe out and release down. Hands on the shins, extend the spine. Let's give the arms a little dangle here. Yeah? So fingertips come down, you keep sending the breastbone forward, keep the space in the belly. Come back with the right foot. Strengthen both feet, hands together, front foot brings you up. Connecting to the back foot, brings the right elbow round to the left knee. Up through the heel, forward through the crown, breathing in and breathing out. Come back to the centre, hands onto the ground, relax the back knee, sweep up through the right foot. Bring the foot down to the ground, bend the knees, come back into child's pose. Both hands are going to come over to the right. Left hand on top of right and breathe. Good, bring both hands over to the left, bring the right hand on top of the left and ease back. Good, come back to the centre, slide the hands forward, round the spine into cat pose. Bring the chest and the heart forward into cobra. Curl the toes under, up and over the feet, into down dog, up through the right leg. Right foot comes forward, plant the foot between the hands. Hands together in namaste, up you come, that real lift up through the foot there. Left elbow round to right knee, breath comes in and out. Come back to the centre, strong in the foot. Fingertips onto the ground, step forward into forward bend. Hands on the shins, extend the spine. Let the arms have a dangle. Fingertips down, breath comes in, use the feet, up you come. Hands come together in namaste. Come back now with the left foot. Back into Parsvottanasana, up through the arms. Relax the knees, relax the thighs. In your heels and in your balls, bring the spine forward. Let the hands come onto the sacral, keep coming forward through the breastbone. Right hand comes down to right shin, rotate the rib cage. This is where this movement through the shoulders is coming in, yeah? Now, up you come with the left arm. Maybe the spine moves a little bit more, yeah? We want the spine to move, we don't want that upper arm to pull us back into it and push back through it, yeah? We want to feel as well that we can grow out through the arms. So it begins to come out from the breastbone. Breathing in and breathing out. But this shouldn't feel pushed back. Lift it up, yeah? So it's light. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, bring the arm down, bring the spine back to the centre. As you breathe out, let the arm come up. I've done that round the wrong way. Breathe out, let the arm come down. Breathe in, I thought that didn't feel right. Breathe in and up you come. Good, breathe out. And breathe in. Now this time as you breathe in, stay. Yeah, come back into the feet. Good. Come back down now. Bring both hands onto the sacrum. Lift up through the crown as you come up. Strong in that front foot. You're coming up with the left knee again. Bringing the ankle to where the right knee and thigh meet. Come down. Breathe. Keep coming into the heel. So it's like you've got a cross between your chair pose and your tree pose. Good. Now come up. Bring the leg around behind you. Come back into warrior two. Yep. And that same awareness through the feet. Knee in line with the two middle toes. And come around here, yeah, because where we're thinking of the shoulders. Breathing in and out, yeah. Okay, go out with the arms. See how my arm's not in line with my knee? Now, if I move the body, see how the knees start shifting around sometimes. So I'm just going to move the upper spine. Breathing in and breathing out. Let the tail release down towards the ground. A little bit of strength in that warrior two this morning, gaze over the front fingertips. Take a breath in, bring the arms up. Breathe out, bring the hands down in front of the face. Take a breath in, go out through the arms. As you breathe out, keep them here. Breath comes in, lifts the arms up. Breathe out, bring the hands down in front of the face. Breathe in, go out through the arms. Breathe out, stay. Breathe in, breath comes in, the arms lift up. Breathe out, hands come down in front of the face. Breathe in, open out through the arms. Breathe out, keep it here. Let the back arm come onto the back thigh, open upwards. Relax the elbow. Let the fingers rotate so the fingernails point back to the wall, the palms face down. The armpit is open, like you're coming up through the elbow. Keep that awareness through the arm as you come down. Lower arm onto the upper thigh, come up and over, up and over, up and over. Lengthen away through the fingertips, go into the little toe, but keep the shoulder blade easing back into the spine. Lift up through the left heel, that back heel, you're going to lift it up. Bring the left hand onto the ground, keeps the heel coming up. Now invite the right arm up, if it feels okay, through the shoulder blades, yeah? Bring the hand down to the ground. Good. Let's take a breath in, come up with the spine, keep the back heel lifted. Breathe. Bring the hands together in Namaste. Strong in the front foot, let the left big toe trail on the ground. As you come forward into the heel, but lift the knee, brings you in to Tadasana. Step back now with the right foot. Coming into Trikonasana from Parsvottanasana, up through the arms, spread through the feet, breathe out, bring the spine forward. Bring the hands onto the sacrum, keep rooting into the back heel. Let the left hand come down onto the shin, now start coming into the left foot a little bit more. Rotate through the rib cage, come up with the right arm. Breathe. Keep coming back into the feet. As you breathe out, got it right that time, right arm comes down. As you breathe in, open out through the right arm. As you breathe out, right arm comes down. As you breathe in, right arm comes up. Keep that movement going. Bring your awareness now to your left knee. Have you pushed back and kind of gone back into the pose, yeah? So when you have that little bit of softness in the knee, you're not pushing back through the hip, yeah?
Now stay here, feel you can open out from the heart. Breathe. Bring the right hand onto the sacrum, come back to the centre with the spine, both hands on the sacrum, strong in that left foot. Up you come with the right knee, right ankle, where the left knee and thigh meet, hands come together. Remember this lovely little rounded bottom, your plant bulb, yeah? Planting it into the ground, letting the tail release down, but you're stood in that left foot. Breathe. Good, now come up with the right knee, open straight out through the hip, bring the foot around behind you, yeah? Go out through the arms. Kneecap in line with the two middle toes. Gaze over the front fingertips. Breath comes in, the arms come up. Breathe out and the hands come down in front of the face. Breath comes in, the arms come up in line with the shoulders. Breath goes out, the arms stay there. Breath comes in, the arms come up. Breath goes out, arms down in front of the face. Breath comes in, the arms in line with the shoulders. Breath goes out, the arms stay there. Come back to the feet, big toe joint, little toe joint, inner heel, outer heel. Where does that bring you in the legs? Breath comes in, the arms come up. Breath goes out, the arms come down. Breath comes in, the arms open outwards. Breath goes out, the hands stay. Back arm onto back thigh. Up you come. Soften into the thigh so there's no gripping. Soften into the elbow, relax the shoulder. Feel the whole of the arm in the hip, in the hip socket, in the shoulder socket. Breathe out, come forward, forward, forward. Use that lower arm. Up and over, up and over, up and over. Keep coming into the little toe. Away through the fingers. Relax the elbow. See that movement there? When you come over, sometimes we're like that. See here how this is going up to my ear. Bring the shoulder back. Yeah, it gives me more room for the breastbone to open. Bring the hand down to the ground, lift up through the back heel. Come up now through the left arm. Keep that right heel nice and lifted. Breathing in and breathing out. This time bring the hand down to the ground. Come back into downward dog pose. Bring your feet wide in dog. Bring your hands wide in dog. Really get a sense of space there. Relax the knees. Into the big toe joint, the little toe joint. Spread out through the hips. Now bring your gaze underneath your right armpit, to your right foot, to your left foot, and underneath your left armpit. Back to the centre. Bend the knees, keep the knees nice and wide, bring the feet in, come back into child's pose. Breathe. Let the elbows relax, let the forehead come down onto the ground, let the breath come in and out. Good. Up, you come into all fours. We're still wide in all fours. So bring your knees in, bring your hands in. Yeah? And from here, you're going to come up through the right arm. Yeah? So the right arm in line with the shoulder. Bring the right hand through the space on the left, rest into the upper arm. Now, if that feels a long way down for you, you come into the lower arm in the same way that you dangle the arm in the sun salutation. Let the upper arm completely relax. So if you're here, the focus is to let the upper arm relax. If you're here and you can rest down, you then let the upper arm rest into the ground, yeah? Breath comes in and out. It's also a strong twist through the thoracic spine because that's where the shoulder, bottom of the shoulder blades come into. Keep relaxing, relaxing, relaxing here. Now the next time you take a breath in, bring the arm out. Good. As you breathe out, bring the arm back through, rest into it again. Inhalation. Exhalation, really relax the arm. Inhalation, bring the right arm out. Lengthen away through the fingers. Exhalation, bring the hand through. Now this time if you feel, okay, I've eased into this posture and you want to, and you're down low, you could bring your left hand on to your sacrum and see how that feels. Breath comes in and out. Left hand comes back down to the ground. Bring the hands to here. Good. Go out through the left arm. Breathe out, bring the hand through the space. Breathing in and breathing out. As you're here, still think about what the rest of the body's doing, what the thighs do. Can you let the thighs relax a little bit more? We'll come out through the arm on the next inhalation. On the exhalation, take the arm back through again. Inhalation. Exhalation. Inhalation, bring the arm out. Exhalation, take the arm back through. Good. Inhalation, bring the arm out. Good. Bring the hand back onto the ground. Curl the toes under. Good. Come back into your squat pose, but in your squat pose, let your knees come outwards and bring your elbows together. Your elbows together, your elbows into your knees and your hands together. So you're coming into that wide leg squat. Spine-wise, tail is releasing down, breastbone is lengthening up. Yeah? Breathing in and breathing out. Let your elbows slide down, okay? The elbows slide down, so the spine comes more forward and the shoulder blades look to come, well, the outer shoulders look to come towards the knees, yeah? That might not feel possible for a lot of us, okay? If it feels possible to though, stay here for a moment. Bring the breastbone forward, send the tailbone back. Breastbone forward, tailbone back. Maybe after a moment, you can come down a little bit further, come forward with the breastbone. Bring the hands onto the ground and come up. We're not going to come into a balance because I'm not with you at home, but you can use the balls of the feet to lift the hips up and come down, but you are not coming into a balance unless it's something you practice anyway and you're well versed with it. But then from here, bring the bottom down to the ground and sit in to Baddha Konasana, letting the breath come in and the breath go out. In Baddha Konasana, bring the hands underneath and come forward with the spine. If that feels comfortable for you. If it doesn't, keep the hands on the feet and come forward with the spine, letting the breath come in and the breath go out. Let the left hand come out, extend away through the left foot, hold the right toe side, up you come. Yeah. Bring the leg in and out and in and out. We're then going to change the hold. So you bring the right foot across so the left hand holds it and the right hand comes onto the right knee, and then you're going to go this way. So the movement, keep coming into the heel as you do that as well. So you get that movement from the heel all the way around into the ITB, into the piriformis, into the super six. Yep, so lots of movement through there. Then you're going to bring the right foot over the left thigh. Hold the foot where you can onto the ground. Left elbow comes around. Think about keeping this open. Think about all that movement you've just done in thread the needle to soften through the shoulder. Bring the right hand around. Not right around. See how that's pulling back my shoulder? My shoulder's just gone out of shot, yeah? Here is where my shoulders feel in line, yeah? Here, I'm pulling and pushing. Might feel great on the hip, but it's beginning to strain on the neck. If I come to here, broaden out through the ribs, out through the shoulders,
all round, it's much better. Good, now let the, where are we? Left hand come to hold the right foot and extend away. So now you've got another little crossover here. If you want to, come up through the arm. So it's reverse Trikonasana, but you're doing it from the bottom upwards. Let the knee bend, come back to the centre, bring the feet onto the ground. Bring the arms underneath or the hands not, or the hands on top, whatever feels best for you. Come forward with the spine, relax the spine. Do you need to adjust now? Is there more movement? Is the pelvis beginning to want to move it back a little bit more to start bringing you more and more forward with the spine? Let the right hand come out, keep hold of the left little toe, brings the left foot up. Go away through the right leg, bring the leg across. Keep this shoulder relaxed, yeah? And you can probably feel here that the weight of the leg on the arm lengthening you through all these sort of sterno, something, anyway, I can't remember the full name, and the top of the trapezium. See, I remember that one. But here, you know where it gets like, you get like that computer neck? Bring the foot across, let the left hand hold the left knee, bring the foot in and out, rocking the baby. And very often, you know, sometimes you see people, they can bring the whole of the arms through. And if you can do that, then go for it. I can't do that, my hips are far too long for that. But, you know, on a good day, maybe. Bring the foot across, stand strong into the foot. Let the right arm come around. Think about how you're moving the spine and the shoulder girdle. Don't pull it, yeah? Stand in that left foot. Can you get the big toe in the ground? What's the difference that brings into the spine? What's the difference here, yeah? Let the whole of the body work in the posture, not just thinking it's a twist, therefore it's only the spine. Breathing in and breathing out. So ultimately as well, you want to think about your nose and your breastbone together, yeah? So you're not going to owl the head around, yeah? It might feel quite nice on here, but if you come to here and think about broadening outwards and coming down through the base, it actually feels a lot nicer through the back of the body. Let the right hand take hold of the left big toe and come out and away through the foot. Open out through the left arm if you want to. Think about the broadness, think about the shoulders and the arms like planes. Come back to the centre, let the foot come down underneath and come. Do you want to come back a little bit more? You've gone into that ITB band, into the muscles that are holding the thigh and the hip socket, and you found a little bit more space. Bring the fingers into the middle of the diamond and go out through the backs of the heels. Yeah, have a little bend in the knees. Yeah, think about that little bulb again in the ground. Good. Let the backs of the hands come onto the knees. Can you feel that this should feel nice and relaxed now, sits on top of the spine? But come up through the crown to bring you a little bit more into the belly. Bring the legs together. Take a breath in, come around with the arms, then rotate the lower arms so the backs of the hands rest onto the knees. Lift up through the breastbone. As you breathe out, rotate the lower arms, slide the hands down, come forward with the spine, breathing in and breathing out. Up you come through the crown of the head. Walk forward, so you're going to come right to the mat, yeah? And then let the spine come down to the ground. Bring the feet a little bit wider. Bring the left foot, I'm going to turn around like this so you can see what I mean. Bring the left foot into the middle of the body, yeah? So that left foot just moves across. Bring the right leg over the left, yeah? So we're going to come into Garudasana, but we're going to do it laying down. So Garudasana is where we go with pretzel, like with the arms. So the legs crossed over,
Yep, so you haven't got to worry about balancing, you haven't got to worry about pressuring the knees. Arms come straight up, bend at the elbows, left elbow comes on top of right. Right hand into left palm, base of the thumbs rest on the top of the forehead. Let the upper arms sink back into the shoulder sockets. If the crossover of the arms doesn't work, you can always bring the elbows together and bring the thumbs onto the forehead again. Breathing in and breathing out. As you unfurl the arms, keep the bend in the elbow and then bring the hands straight down to the ground. So you look like a cactus now, yeah? Roll into your left little toe, so both of the knees come over to the left. And bring your left hand onto the top of what is your right thigh. Stay here for a moment, let yourself ease into it. If it feels too strong here, come out of it. Yeah, come back to the centre. You can unfurl the legs and come in to your semi-supine twist. Keep the arms out. Let the breath come in, let the breath go out. If the right shoulder has wanted to lift, let it, yeah? You're not forcing anything in to staying somewhere it doesn't really want to be. Come back to the centre. Let the left hand come back into cactus pose. Bring the feet wide again. Bring the right foot into the midline of the body. Let the left leg come over the right. Roll into the right little toe. Oh no, don't, we're not doing that bit yet. Sorry, guys. Up you come with the arms. Not enough coffee this morning. Right elbow onto left, left hand into right palm. Rest. So this movement in the upper arms, yeah, if you let the upper arms relax a little bit, they're going to come down into the shoulder socket, so you get that feeling of that movement down. Unfurl the arms, bring the backs of the hands onto the ground, roll into the right little toe, knees come over, right hand onto left outer thigh. Breathe. Let the arm come down, roll back through the foot, unfurl the legs. Bring the knees in towards the chest, but send them outwards. You know, a little bit like we did in that, where we were going to go into crow in that wide knee squat. Now bring your fingers to hold your big toes. So you're going to come into happy baby pose. And just have a little roll from side to side, yeah? These are the sort of movements that are quite nice to do at home, you know, if you're doing this as a home practice. You know, if the grass is damp at marble, you know, it's not always conducive to be doing a lot of stuff on the spine, so. Come up through the legs, yeah, but now bring the feet out wide, okay? Just for a moment, feel that you can bring the tailbone down into the ground. So you're practicing that wide-legged bend again, but you haven't got gravity coming into force. It should feel soft on the thighs. Bring the feet back in, let the knees come down. Let the soles of the feet come down. Take a breath in, bring the arms over the head, but keep the elbows soft. Stand into the feet, come up through the shins, into the knees, lift the breastbone, keep the buttocks relaxed. Lift the breastbone, keep the buttocks relaxed. Breathing in and breathing out. Let the bottom come down to the ground. Let the knees come in towards the chest now, and then send the thighs away. Knees come in, thighs go away. So you begin to start rolling the spine. See how it is. As you're coming up and down, if the pelvis lifts naturally, yeah, and it doesn't feel like a reverse ab curl, then you could think about coming up into shoulder stand. Now, for some reason for me today, it's not happening. It's a lot of effort, probably because I had a big dinner last night. It's a lot of effort to lift that belly, yeah? So I'm not going to come up into shoulder stand. But if you feel, oh, that feels really good and it's moving freely and you want to come up into shoulder stand, it goes without saying come into shoulder stand. If not, let yourself come down to lie. Let the arms go where they want to, because we've done quite a lot of work through the shoulder blades. You might want to bring them out a little bit more so that they can rest down into the ground. If you have gone into shoulder stand, let yourself come down now as we come into relaxation. So we might go over a little bit today, give you a nice relaxation. If you do have to dash off at 9, then feel free to. I'll give a little nod and a wink when it's 9 o'clock if you have to dash off. Bring your awareness into your breath, into your inhalation and to your exhalation. Breathing in and breathing out. Just as we did at the start, letting the focus come to the breath, letting the focus come to the upper spine, letting that rest in the ground, letting the focus come to the lower spine, the back of the hips, let that rest into the ground. And if you feel that you need to move and lie in a different position, then do so. Ideally, we want to come into Shavasana in corpse pose, where we're completely outstretched, but that's not always comfortable. As you're at home, you might have a cushion or a pillow close by, might even want to put that on the backs of the knees, might want to grab a couple of pillows. You could bring the soles of the feet together, prop the knees up, lie back, maybe that might feel comfortable. Think about how is going to be most comfortable for you this morning. As the breath comes in and out, bring your awareness to the space between the eyes. And in this space between the eyes, there is a little light. A sunbeam, a starbeam, a light beam. But let this little light shine. Let the breath come in and the breath go out. And the light travels. The light travels down to the breastbone, where it sits and it shines outwards. Letting the breath come in and the breath go out. Light goes to the right shoulder, to the right elbow, to the right wrist, to the right thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger. All the finger pads have light beam shining out of them.
The light travels back to the right wrist, the right elbow, and the right shoulder joint. Back to the breastbone, to the left shoulder, to the left elbow, to the left wrist, to the left thumb pad, index, middle, ring, little. Light beams from all of the left finger pads shining outwards. Travels back to the left wrist, the left elbow, and the left shoulder. Back to the breastbone. And the light travels down to the front of the pelvis. And then to the right hip, the right knee, the right ankle, the right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, the right little toe. Light beams from every toe tip. To the right ankle, the right knee, the right hip, to the pelvis. To the left hip, the left knee, the left ankle, the left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, the left little toe. Star beams from every toe tip. Back to the left ankle, the left knee, the left hip, and back to the pelvis. The light beam comes to the breastbone, where it dwells. And if you do need to dash off this morning, gently bring yourself out of Shavasana. If not, stay. Stay with the inhalation and the exhalation, breathing in and breathing out. We're going to continue the relaxation. So the light still on the breastbone. The breath coming in and out. So this light deep within us, the meaning of Namaste. Moving outwards from this light in the heart center, bring your awareness to your bones, feeling them resting in the ground. Bring your awareness to your muscles, relax and soften even more. Bring the awareness out to your skin. This first sense of touch. Bring your awareness just beyond the skin, where you feel the breeze, you feel the temperature. Where you might sense someone walking past you without them touching you. And then come back to your skin. Let the skin relax and soften. Come back to the muscles, letting the muscles relax, letting them soften. Come back to the bones. The bones now have the freedom and space to find their alignment, to find where they need to be through freedom and space. And then come back to the breastbone, back to this light that is within us all. Maybe this light has now become a candle flame that you can bring your gaze to in your mind's eye. That you can see the movement of the candle flame. The points of the candle flame, the top point, the bottom point, and the point in the middle. You let that flame be your focus, as though that candle flame is in front of you. Let your breath flow freely. Breathing in and breathing out. From here now, gently wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes to bring awareness back to your body. Let your arms lengthen away over your head. Let your legs lengthen away. Find a little bit of space in each joint. Let the arms come down the sides of the body. Let the knees bend and the feet come onto the ground. And let yourself roll over onto your right side. And as you roll over, stay there. Bring your right arm underneath the right side of your head. Settle in for a bit. And as you breathe in and out, feel you can bring the breath into the back of the body. So if the breath is shallow today, breathing into the back of the body, you find a little bit more lung. And sometimes it feels a little bit easier to breathe into the back rather than to bring the breath down, yeah? And let the left hand come down in front of the face. Lengthen away through the left leg and bring yourself up to sit. As you come to sit, let the backs of your hands rest on your knees. Let your palms face upwards. Even though we're not going to tilt our head or our face, keeping your eyes closed, could you bring your eye line to the tip of your nose? Let the breath come in and the breath go out. So we begin to start that gazing inwards, yeah? We begin to start changing the positioning of the eyes. And from here now, bring the hands together in Namaste. Let your thumbs rest onto your chest, onto your heart. Thank your body for its practice this morning. Gently blink open the eyes. Have a fab weekend and Namaste. So whatever you're up to, have a lovely weekend. Well done for coming online. And yeah, let me change the cameras around. And hopefully, what's happened there? Hopefully we'll be back to normal next week. Cool. See you later, lovely. Hello, Nikki. Not so much.
Bye.